Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. Today we'll be flying the Just Flight Lockheed TriStar, and this is actually a different model. It's the 500 model. So compared to the Captain Sim one, I did a video on a couple of videos ago, and it's kind of the same fidelity, not as good as the Captain Sim one, unfortunately, but it does do certain things quite okay. I mean, it does have the DLC and sorry, not the DLC, but the what's it called? Oh yeah, DLC, I guess. Direct lift control, yeah, and those sort of things. So it's not a bad airplane, and it is a different model, right? So I mean, I think this one has a shortened fuselage, if I'm not mistaken, but a longer range, something towards that effect. And the Just Flight one also has an option for an FMC, but we'll be trying the INS today. I do kind of prefer that. Hopefully it works though. I've had some bugs with this one. I'm also a bit afraid of the approach. It's I have a tendency with this one to crash and burn, but hopefully it will go okay with the Just Flight one. And we are here at Sharjah Airport in Dubai, and we're gonna just fly to Qatar. I thought that was, or we're gonna fly to Doha in Qatar, to Doha International Airport, I think it's called, or it's Hamad. But yeah, so a short flight. And we do have some photoreal covering all of Qatar and Dubai and nearby Saudi Arabia, and we also have some payware for Sharia, which I think is MLK production, I think. Let me see, MSK production, sorry. And then we have taxi to gate for Doha Airport. And then we also have the nice flight Tampa scenery here close by for the rest of Dubai. And we're flying Saudia, which unfortunately had a terrible accident with this aircraft, with the TriStar, which you can, I think, Mentor Pilot has a good video on that, and there's also a couple of other YouTubers with really good videos on that unfortunate accident. But yeah, not much to say. There's no... I mean, the exterior, as you can see, is not as nice as the Captain Sim one. It's not bad, but you just notice the blurriness. And even though it is a P3D version 5 native, it certainly didn't get an upgrade to the exterior for that. So that's also one thing with P3D version 5. You gotta remember that like, a lot of aircraft works, but they really don't have the P3D version 5 treatment, unfortunately. No fuel planner, at least not in game. Might be one outside the game. You do have some options here at the toolbar or the taskbar, where you can set it as cold and dark. Toggle external power, doesn't seem to be anything visual. Toggle stairs and loader, doesn't seem to happen. Maybe we need to put some power on. In that regard, it does work the same as the TriStar, if I'm not misremembering, so you do put the batteries on. And let's see now if we can... still no stairs. What about ground power then? Nothing. Okay, it's nothing with that. Because if we want the ground power, we would switch here, right? But let's see if we... if it's working. Actually, I'm gonna try. There we go, now it's available. On. There we go, so now we have ground power. And let me see if we can open the... you have some options. You have this little menu thing. So you do have the V1, so that's pretty cool. Okay, and then you have the normal GPS. Okay, this is good. So flight deck safety. So there's some nice features. like to the 2D panels as well. Let me just move this one so it's not in the way of our video. But yeah, let's see, maybe I can keep the checklist open on the side, and then we can follow gear level down, flap position. Okay, so very basic things. And no sound with the fire extinguisher, but you do have the air roll sounds. So quite same as the Captain Sim one in that regard. But yeah, in terms of the interior, it looks a bit better than the Captain Sim one. Let's see if it has the exterior model at all. No, it doesn't seem to have that, so kind of the same. It does though have the wing and stuff, so that's cool. I think the exterior in some aspects look better. Like I think the general look is better, but then it's a bit darker. The throttle definitely look nicer. So there's some benefits, right? I'm not sure this area is as nice, but could have changed with the 500 model. There's no cabin. Let me see if there's one from the outside. I don't think so. No, so there's nothing. You do though have some of the interior, right, for the cargo. But doesn't seem to be any door page, at least to my knowledge. So I guess we would do Shift E. Shift E2. Oh, only seems to open the main one. Well, that's a bit tricky, but okay. Let's see if it has a GSX. Oh, this parking is isolated. Okay, no ground services, so I guess we won't be seeing the flight, the GSX one. But at least we have the staircases here. Let me see if it has any. No, it just seems to have the main door connected to the shifty. A bit weird how these are in the ground, but I'm actually noticing now that the front wheel here is in. I'm not sure. Maybe it's this airport that has some bugs in it, unfortunately. But yeah, we can wait with the pre-flight doing anything more there. What we can do while we wait is go on standby, and those are all connected, I think. 1, 2, and let me see if there's a third one anywhere. So there one there, one there, and one there. Okay, so we can go to standby, and we want to put in our exact position, right? That's the kind of first step. So we are gonna go in position. It does already have it inserted, but I want to do it anyway myself, just to double check. And I guess I like the clicking. For north, and then east. 5529 9, like that. Okay, and that should be that. And then in terms of waypoint, it's a bit weird because you should be able to see the 0 waypoint here, I think. But okay, it is what it is. What we can do now, since we already have that inserted, is go to align, and that went to align on all of them. And now basically it should be aligning. At least I hope it is. Like I said, I've had some issues with this one. I like though this button, the INS. It's much more easy to kind of know when you're flying the INS and when you're not. And now basically the nav function which you have here is tied to the INS, so that's nice. Let me see, it doesn't, I don't know why it's not aligning. Let me check, you know, you never know with these different implementations, right? So the INS is on page 105. It has a nice manual, I'll give it that. So standby allowed data insertion. That light will illuminate. Trying to check. This one should be going down. I'm not sure why it doesn't why it doesn't do that, right? That's a bit odd. Let's maybe try to insert some waypoints and see if that kinda does the trick. We can take some from the SimBrief flight plan. We'll watch, go and view the PDF. We don't want to do any SIDS and stars, so we'll do the first waypoint out of that. So that's mobile. North 2516 0. Oh, we're doing it as the second one. Okay. East 54187. Let's do a first waypoint as well. Not sure you could do this in reality, but we can do Nabix, I think. 25127. Then east for Nabix would be 54318. Do you have to insert this one here as well on 0? That's what I'm wondering. No, you can't do that. Okay, interesting. Okay, and some other waypoints. Let's just insert them, see what happens. Ragda 2522. Oh, sorry. Ragda 25222 and east 53511. Insert. Let me actually have a look. I'm going to import the flight plan that we have. Actually we have enough. I think I took Nabix, Mogul. So we're skipping one. We're skipping Vegek, but Vegek is fine to skip I think, so we can do Oxari next. And then Tosna, I think that should be sufficient. So let me see. Oxari and then Tosna, yeah, so we don't have to do that many waypoints, they're kind of on the same line with quite little spacing. So 2, 5, 2, 5, 6, insert, east, 5, 3, 3, 5, 5 and 0. And then north for Tosna, 2, 5, 1, 6, 2, and east, 5, 2, 4, 1, 3, insert. There we go. And are we aligning or let me see, just I do wonder if we can. And that's still on VOR, so we're on radio. Looks like it's picking up something in terms of nav. But I'm not sure if it, I mean, no nav ready lights or anything. Could be if we need the APU to be on. Let me actually set the APU based on, or actually set the weights and then start the APU. So we need to have, let me go to this page. My guess is we don't need any auxiliary tanks. We're now at, we need quite a bit less fuel. We can go down quite a bit more. 62. We can go down even more. And even more, we need to be at, let's do 23, see if that's sufficient to get us down to a zero fuel weight of 42 or 44 actually. And I went even further. Let's put in a bit more into these. And a bit more. Now we should have enough weight. Gross weight 316. We could be heavier though, but I'm not gonna risk that since I'm not certain if we can go much higher on the gross here actually. So I'm just gonna okay that. And look at that. Now we are seeing alignment. So it is working. That's great to see. It's just it's just a bit slow. But okay, that's nice. Let me see if there's anything. So external power is on. That is good. While we wait, we can do some of these things. We can also actually put on pack X. Sorry for that, I just wanted to do the loading because I was a bit worried it might not work. Well, maybe, let's see, maybe if it's working now, maybe we'll be lucky. 22,000. We can do very few passengers just to have the pack X not drag us down in terms of time. Don't think we have any Saudia boarding music. So maybe we can borrow some from... We can do Royal Jordanian, and then safety, I think we should have Saudia. Yes. There we go. Okay, pre-flight, external power on, master radio switches are on, because we do have the master radios on. Crew oxygen, can we even check that? I'll assume that they work. Standby power check, battery switch on, APU fire detector loop. Where do you have that fire detector loop test? Here we look at that. We do have working fire detection loop tests. That's nice. Okay, I'll give them that. That's cool. And brake temps as well. Okay, so some nice things. Galley smoke as well. How do you get it to... Or maybe it will shut off by itself. Okay, it shut off by itself, thank God. Anything else? These pressurizations are going a bit everywhere. You don't have the, or you do have the AC pumps, I guess, which we would want to need, or no need to have on for the parking brake, but it doesn't seem to matter. So I mean, it does have a bit less system fidelity. Okay, APU we can wait, INS. So we're still waiting for the APU start, and then we can proceed with the checklist. Let me just see which shift this is. Okay, I'll close it for now, and we can do pilot to ADC and just make sure that we have the same route actually. I did Nabix, I did mobile, Nabix, mobile, then we did Ragdo, right? We skipped VegEck, so we can actually remove VegEck. We did Oxari, but then we did Tosna. So we can remove all these just to make sure we don't run into any. And Roron should be the last one we need to remove. In terms of SID, we are departing from runway 12. But no SID, so we'll just load. When we're coming for landing for runway 16 left with a vectors. So should be quite a nice approach, I guess. Config, let's do Saudia instead of Falcon, which I recorded earlier today. We are a heavy. So let's connect. Information, uniform 0647 Zulu. Let me just switch. And actually, I think I heard the 80s from somewhere else. I'm gonna move this away and file. We're sorting out an issue with someone's baggage. It shouldn't take too long. Yeah, always some issue. That's not good. So what we need to check actually is if we can close the sound, the voices. Saudia 4003 heavy, ready to copy, IFR clearance.
Saudia 4003 heavy is cleared to Oscar Tango Hotel S5. Expect departure runway
Okay.
12. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. departure. Departure on
4,000 feet.
Squawk 4614.
Saudia 4003 Heavy is cleared to
Oh,
Oscar
we can
Tango
arm
Hotel
that.
Hotel as filed. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 121.02. Squawk 4614.
Are we seeing any movement here? 75, this is super slow. Maybe it's realistic, but my god.
Altimeter is 2982 Saudia 4003 Heavy.
Let me see, flap 0.
This is your flight attendant speaking. At this time, please be sure to make sure all large carry-on items are in the overhead bins and your small items are underneath the seat in front of you. If you have any trouble or need any assistance, please don't hesitate to let a flight attendant know and we would be happy to help you. If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers.
I do hope it
Once all
doesn't
your
get
items
stuck,
are put away,
right?
please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well.
That's the risk with
If you are
these
seated in an
planes.
emergency exit row, please
If you look around, you can see that it's not the best looking surroundings. Unfortunately, there seems to be a bit of autogen missing here, for example. I need to have a look at the exclusions of this airport. I thought I fixed most of it at least, but there's still some areas where it kind of seems to remove some autogen. I had to remove the photoreal that came with it, so that's why you have a bit of a less nice photoreal package. Is this one stuck? 75. That's not good at all. I think you're supposed to be able to do like fast alignment, but let me see, I'll close those. I'll have a look at if we can do like a fast alignment maybe. Can't seem to find any info indicating. I'm sure I read it, that you can do fast alignment. Maybe we should try the fast alignment, because this one doesn't seem to work as much as I wish it did. Okay. So we do off, then you do fast to nav. We insert our ramp position 25200, 25200, east 55299, insert. and then rotate it back to align. And now it should be supposed to be fast aligned. Okay, looks like it's fast aligning now. So that's at least nice. So okay, fast alignment seems to work. And unfortunately we'll have to put in our coordinates again, but at least you now know the fix for the problem in case you get to that. So 25127, insert east 5431,
We are ready
8,
to go when you are.
insert north 2516 0, insert east 54187, insert north 25222, insert east 53511, insert there we go, that's Ragdo. And now we have Oksari and Tosna left, so we can start with Oksari North 25256, east of 53350. Tosna is 2516 2, insert, and then east 52413. And now it seems to have aligned, or almost aligned. Why is it only on 35? What is going on? Something is very off with this INS, if I am being... Let me remove this stairs. I mean, it does seem like we do have it aligned though, because we do have the 0 position. So I'm gonna see that as a success. But a bit odd with that. But the nav is ready though, so we can go to nav. Very odd though, very odd. But we are supposed to be ready at least. Let me check the squawk. Squawk 4614. We have it here, 46. What was it then? 4614. There we go, it's on. So that's good news in terms of the... Oh, the speed brake is not supposed to go up like that. They look down, that's good at least. We can close the door. We can start the APU.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome
And we do the
aboard
same,
Flight
master power.
105, with service to Doha. Our flight time will be roughly
And
2
then start.
hours. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
Okay, it looks to be on. APU bleed. And let me see if I remember this one's correct. like that, right? And we don't need God, this chair is in the way. I wish there was some way you could hide it, but maybe it was like this in the real. It seems a bit cramped though. Can this really be how it was set up? Maybe, I guess. This feels a bit odd. And let me see here. Guess we don't need to set these, but what we do need to do is go to the APU panel. I think we should have the APU running now. Okay, let's keep it like that. Saudia 4003 heavy, ready for pushback.
Saudia 4003 heavy pushback approved.
Pushback approved Saudia 4003 heavy.
And oh yeah, we can't ask for pushback because of that. I'm just gonna taxi out, I think. Go a left turn. Think we should be able to do that if we're lucky. Okay, NS is set, radios, blah blah blah, everything like that is set. Start clearance, fuel state, checked. Oh, and these only have 2 positions, is that so? So it's on and off, no enrich, okay, interesting. Galley panel off, yeah, okay, looks good. Let's try then. Engine number 3. Looks like it's starting. So that's this engine. Okay. Looks like it's starting.
Please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
For example, you wouldn't be able to start. I think you can start this aircraft. You don't even have to change anything here. I think that's just what I did because of watching the Captain Sim one, right? So this one is not all the same fidelity. Starting engine 2 in terms of system implementation. Okay. So the middle engine is starting as well. The one that looks huge because of the huge air intake. Okay, stable. Engine number 1. Looks like it's starting. Position should be on anti-collision as well. Since we'll be taxiing, we don't have anyone here. We can do runway turn light and taxi lights. We can, maybe we can't do it. You do have working wipers but no rain effects, so that's something to be mindful of. We can arm the automatic braking. I think those should be off like that if I'm not, yeah, or on like that, but the light should be off. Good, we have a good start. What we can then do, we'll shut the APU. Let's start with this one. Auto. The bleed off. And stop. We can set the barrow. Don't think there's anything else here to do with the pressurization. We're going to 22, so I guess we can set that though. Not sure if it's implemented in any way. In terms of current active, it's 2980. So like that. There we go. And now the APU is off. Let's see, we'll set the barrow. Oh, you can't. How do you... Well, that's interesting. You have to do it like through a 2D panel. Yeah, not how I would implement that, but okay. Okay. Flight directors on. You can release parking brake. Apparently we have enough idle thrust. Saudia 4003 heavy, ready to taxi.
Saudia 4003 heavy taxi to runway 12.
Taxi to runway 12 Saudia 4003 heavy.
Seems like the only thing we don't have, I'm gonna give a bit of thrust. The only thing we don't have is the anti-skid, right? Now we can put that on. What about the hydraulic panel actually? Here, put the ATM switches to auto. Yeah, that makes sense. AC pumps to what? Doesn't give any information in that regard. PTU set. In terms of V1 and that stuff, I seem to have lost that panel. Where do you get the... Because I do want to set the V1 gauge, right? Here's the speed panel. I guess you could calculate this yourself. I'm just gonna do that. Okay. Doesn't seem to implement anything here. There's no... And look at this. This is also controlled. Ah, that's very annoying. I'll give that some... Okay, yeah. So the Captain Sim one is though much more modern aircraft. That's my take. In terms of the systems, in terms of how it works, it's just better all around. Okay, we are taxiing now. Let's make the best out of this. Taxiing wise, this does seem to be pretty good. We are light, so it makes sense that we are taxiing at idle thrust. Maybe the taxiing is better than Captain Sim. So you see there's always a bit, you know, some things are worse, some things are better. Here we have some abandoned 747s. Is it 200s, or the engine makes me think it's 400s or 300s maybe. Look at that. We have some weird something weird with this airport. I need to have a look at that. Why do you have bleed through of the ground textures? Haven pay where airports aren't properly set up. Or that they make like a photoreal that covers too much and eliminates autogen for the surrounding area. Press to reset. That's armed. That looks to be armed. And here is runway 12. Talking about that, where is all the the taxi signs. Oh well, let's not be too negative. I bought this on a sale, thought it was a nice airport to add, but might not be the best one, unfortunately. This one wants us to turn to the left, which I guess could make sense. Let's see what they say. Let's do the landing lights, the strobe. Unarmed. Okay, standby power armed. Maybe that was the problem. Standby power. So for these to align.
Ready to go.
Saudia 4003 heavy, ready for takeoff. Altimeter is 29er 7, clear for takeoff. Then turn right to 290. Okay, 290, we can put that in the heading. Luckily the heading is a separate.
Until above 1,100 feet, then right to 290 Saudia 4003 heavy.
Or it's separate compared to the Captain Sim one, right? Where it's the same, you have to have the heading with the INS for it to work. We should go flaps 10 as well. I think rest is set up apart from maybe the trim. So let's set the trim wheel. The sounds are worse in this one, I feel, as well. The Captain Sim really felt more like flying this large aircraft. We're almost at takeoff trim. There we go. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'll be flying this one that much more on my channel, just after having experienced now the Captain Sim one and then coming back to this one. It does have an FMC though, so if you're interested in only flying with FMC, then this one might be worth it. You can of course replace it with some nicer gauge, I would assume. 230 maybe. Okay. Let's go. Setting takeoff thrust. Oh, a bit of. Let's move the yokes forward. We have speed alive.
80 knots.
80 knots. 100. We do have some calls, so that's nice. 120. 140. 150.
V1. Rotate.
Okay,
V2.
nice. So we do have, and now we have positive rate of climb.
Gear up.
Interesting though, why? Okay, it's not 3 lights. Let's put on the ATS. Go flap 0. We're above 1,100, so we can turn right.
Climb to 10,000 feet, departure on 121.02 Saudia 4003 heavy.
We can do 25.
Departure Saudia 4003 heavy, climbing to 10,000 feet.
Let's fix the trim a bit. Okay, and here we are departing. Looks pretty nice from here, the Sharia airport. And here we of course have Dubai and the main Dubai International Airport. There's also of course a bit further down here we have the old Dubai airport, and then even further down we'll find Abu Dhabi with their airports. There's a lot of airports here. Okay, let's see. Looks pretty nice flying on the outside though. but it does look more, not as good. I think the tail looks pretty nice on the Just Flight one, but and the engines. But apart from that, like the fuselage is not as nice as the other aircraft. Okay, so let's see now. We are climbing. We can climb with that, and we can try to
Center
do
on
autopilot.
124.85, take care, Saudia 4003 heavy.
So let's see now. Now we have autopilot activated.
Center
Should
Saudia
fly quite nicely, I think.
4003 heavy climbing to 10,000 feet.
And we should soon be able to activate the INS and then see how that one works. Let's just have a look a bit here. Okay. Let's activate the INS. We'll get a pretty nice view here of Dubai. Let's see how well this one is aligned now, since we did have the issues with the INS. We can turn off the taxi light and the runway turn off lights. Let's also have a check with pilot to ADC. Do seatbelt signs off. Okay, looking pretty nice. My guess is we'll be getting higher climbing clearances up to 22,000, so I'm just gonna insert that already, so we have that armed. We don't seem to have to arm it again after changing, so I guess that's a nice quality of life thing. Here we have beautiful Dubai in how it would have looked back in 2012. So another snapshot in time. Well, maybe not exactly right. I think some of these, the photoreal is newer, but I think the buildings are a lot of 2012 because it's from the flight tampon. That looks pretty good.
Climb to flight level 160 Saudia 4003 heavy.
We are reaching up on our climbing, so we are gonna set this to standard. How do you do that? Okay, I guess that will do. I really hate the fact that you have to do this in 2D panels. Why? I mean, I'm gonna check if you can switch these ones out to something else if I'm ever gonna fly the Just Flight one again. I mean, from the side here, the Just Flight one looks absolutely fabulous. Like this kind of like detail, it's pretty cool. The big windows, you really feel like you're in a nice cockpit. And look at the city of Dubai to our left. That's a nice sight. I'm gonna increase to 300 knots our speed. Let's see if it worked with the Logitech multi-panel. It did. And let's see now if we get on the... if this one can follow the INS. We have INS on. We have nav on. We should be turning left. Why aren't we turning left? Because heading mode is selected. Or... oh my god. It wants us to die. Okay, let's put into effect LNAV. Okay.
Flight level 220 Saudia 4003 heavy.
Have this aircraft lost its mind? My god, it's I read somewhere that it wants to kill you from time to time. Maybe it will stabilize now. My god, that was that could have been the end of this video. And we just had such a beautiful... well, it does seem to be stabilizing now, so that's knock on wood. That's good news. Now we seem to have the distance. 3, 2, V5.4, so it's the same as Prepar3d, which I verify by checking up here and then here. These are all on auto, that's good. Flight level 220, say goodbye to United Arab Emirates and we'll continue our journey. Landing light should go off as well because we're above 10,000 feet. And let's just make sure we get up to our altitude. I need to go and get something to drink after that. I think we can climb a bit faster. Let's go to 2,800. And you can really see with these wings, even though they aren't as nice as the Captain Sim ones, like the chunkiness of them. Like they are... These are real wings. Not that the modern ones aren't, but... I must say in that sense that we are a bit spoiled in P3D by having, you know, the Captain Sim TriStar, which is pretty nice, high fidelity, and then also having, you know, a lot of like these wide body long haulers. Like you have enough to, I mean I can't even fly all my planes, right? You've seen, I made like 50 videos with different planes. I mean, I don't have time to fly them all. So you fly a couple of them, right? For me it's been a bit of fun trying to learn all of them, but like in a kind of light way, some more in-depth, but yeah, hopefully at least my purchase will help you assess this aircraft and then you know which ones to get, which ones not to get. I would, for example, say if you're watching, you know, this one and then the other TriStar, if there isn't like a specific livery you want that's only available from Just Flight, or if you just want that FMC, do go for the Captain Sim one every day of the week. You can probably add a bit of speed. We're not gonna be overspeeding at such a low altitude. We have about 195 nautical miles left, so nothing crazy. Let's see, Music would be our one of the on the star, so we can maybe add that just to make sure that we can follow the INS all the way to the end. What's that? We have Imgog. Well, Imgog is almost the same as Music, but not quite. We could do Bhutan. I think Bhutan should be quite close, so let's try to add it on the go. We check here. We go to waypoint. We don't have anything in 6. We do north. 2527 9. Insert. East. 51380. Insert. Not sure if this has any drift or any that sort of issues. Let me have a look now. I still think we're following it quite nicely. Question will be this turn that we'll make here. But I have hopes. There we also have a bit of an island. You still see it behind us, all these nice palm trees. I had no clue they had 2 of them. Probably have even more nowadays. We are getting an alert. This could be due to impending change. So let's have a look. Is this capable of turning itself from Nabix to mobile? That's what I'm interested in seeing. We have altitude set, we have nav, we have everything on, we have everything should be right. We are reaching Nabix in approximately 10 seconds. And we are starting the turn. This is great to see actually. So it does work. So apart from that hiccup, the autopilot went crazy, I guess. It's not that bad of an aircraft. You really want the 500 model. Maybe you want to, you know, go to have the Captain Sim on this one. But yeah, that's good. In terms of approach, I'm just gonna quickly bring that up so we can plan appropriately with the ILS. The localizer is 187. Like that. 156 is the course. So we can set the course in. You can see it here, because I think here we're on INS as well on this one, because I guess they are coupled, but yeah. But good. Still have a bit to go, not too much, so I'm gonna go and bring some water. I'm gonna leave you with the... Let's see if we have some nice view from the back, maybe. Like this view. Hopefully nothing crazy happens. The El Capitan is back. Let's see. Okay, it's looking good. The plane hasn't decided to whack us off yet, so that's good news. We still have a bit of flying to do, about 140 nautical miles. So let's see. Let's put us back in the driving seat. I'm actually wondering now how many how many aircrafts I'm still planning to do or show in my YouTube. I have a list of a few ones. I have some that are like maybe for the future if I ever feel like I wanna fly those. Like for example the C-130 by Captain Sim. I'm a bit uncertain about that one. It's, you know, some of the fidelity is just not that high. It's like the Flight Replicas DC-4. It's the best DC-4 out there, but it's very light. But I do think I still have a few ones. I have like the A2A Constellation, that's a pretty nice one. Then I want to do the 1111-500 by Kai. Don't know why I haven't done that yet, or why I haven't done that one yet. Should have done that a few videos ago. Then I have some more light Russian ones like the AN-24 IL-62 that I want to do at some point. Let me see, what else do we have? The PMDG 747-800, that's a pretty nice one. It's a bit different than the 400, so that's why I want to do it. Oh, now we got the descent flight level 160. Okay, so 160. We can arm that. We can do vertical. We don't have to descend super fast. We can do 310. Maybe like that. Let's see, just flight comment, the back 111. Also, but not the highest fidelity ones. I mean, we did the David Multi back 111, which I would say is better than the Just Flight one. We have the Devon 104 by Just Flight. Just got that on a sale actually. Thought it would be fun to try it. Heard some good things about it. Then we have the Fokkers. Meet the Fokkers. So the Carnado, Fokker 50, Just Flight Fokker 27. The Carnado one isn't, the Just Flight one I haven't really flown with at all since I got it, but the Carnado one I've tried a couple of times and it's not my favorite, but it's okay. It does work, but it's just like the same FMC as the ATR, quite boring in that sense. I also have the Saab 340 and yeah, same, unfortunately. C46 Commando though, that could be fun. And then of course the Extreme Prototypes 25 and Learjet 25 and 28. So we have a couple. And then there's some that I might do, like the 1111-500. There's a freeware one that's supposed to be quite good. The Iris Battlefield Airlifter. The system isn't that good, but it's fine. A lot of military aircrafts, right? Like the Just Flight Vulcan and those kind of planes might do at some point. So yeah, let's see. I do think I'll do quite a bit of the Captain Sim TriStar going forward, and maybe the Felis one. I like the INS, I like the ones that work. So that's just me being honest. Okay, we have about 140 nautical miles left. I mean, we can go harder. There's nothing stopping us from really speeding like crazy. Okay. Okay, 10.
L-1011-500 descent to 10,000 feet, Saudia 4003 heavy.
What did this altimeter was? 1000, no, 29907. No wait, now I'm going totally. 29979er. That makes sense. Let's have a look also at minimums. 188, very low minimums. these are... Hey, this one works, okay. That's odd. I didn't think that... Because the other ones were in 2D, right? Okay, 188. And what else? What's the missed approach? Climb ahead when passing, turn left to Bayan, climb into 3000, 3 on track Sive. Must be a bit hard, I guess we'll need some ATC guidance to be able to do that properly. We'll soon have to slow down by quite a bit since we're gonna pass 10,000 feet. The transition altitude is 13,000 feet already, so we should actually already start to set the altimeter, which... Oh, sorry about that. Which was 2.9er, 7.9er, right? Well, that's the closest we'll get, so let's use that. I noticed now that I didn't do any flight control checks. That might be... that could have been a good thing to do, but yeah. It is what it is. We still have about 95 nautical miles, so we're not in a terrible rush. We're actually descending quicker than we need to be. Let's go a bit crazy on the speed until we reach the 10,000 feet. We have about 13 minutes left, so not a long time, but a bit. There's been a lot of sales now lately, guys, so if there's something you wanna go and purchase, go and have a look at Sim Market and Just Flight. There's a lot of military ones. Flight Tampa seems to be having a sale, though nothing that I don't have already. It's Amsterdam, Boston and Copenhagen. Very good airports, but of course I bought them a while ago because they were so good. Let me see, anything else?
Descend to 5,000 feet, Saudia 4003 heavy.
5,000 feet already? Are they sure? I guess they are. Look at that. That looks like land class. I don't know what that island is. There's more islands here than I thought. If you look at Pilot to ADC, like usually when you see a map you see it from so far off that it looks quite islandless, but there's, you know, a couple around here. Here you have some, I guess, reefs, and it looks like some really beautiful places. Here we can see the runway. Is this really 16 left? How? Oh yeah, 16 left, yeah, because you're... that's 16 right, yeah, of course. God, me totally blanking. Okay, let's start descending to 5,000 feet. We'll be at Tosna soon, so the first thing we'll do, since we're going to be descending below 10,000, is to decrease the speed to 250. After we've done that, we can start descending. Let me see here. Nothing interesting on Avsin.
Center on 126.7 Saudia 4003 heavy.
Let me Let's see. Okay, we are
Center
soon down at our
speed
speed.
4003 heavy descending to 5,000 feet.
I really recommend also getting involved with like on AvSim, you know, it's a nice community. You can discuss very interesting topics and stuff. Okay, let's see. Nothing that interesting. A lot of talks about the Microsoft Flight Sim 24 that's soon to be released. Let's start our descent. We can arm like that, go to vertical. We can do 1800. We're starting to see Doha in the
We have begun our final descent into
background.
Doha. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash.
It's about 64 nautical miles, so we're not in a rush by any means. Still about 12 minutes, so we didn't climb that high up, right? Probably could have climbed up to like 30,000 and then descended from there. Probably been a better fuel wise. Let me have a look. Are we low on the I wonder what the fuel... We're low on some levels, but we do still seem to have fuel. Yeah, in the more important ones. The pump seems to be on as well. That's good. In terms of landing, we can set the automatic braking to medium. Arm that. Auto skid, we don't need to do anything. Let me see with the speed brake. I guess you can arm that, so we'll have that armed. And what else? What else? I think we're pretty good. We're descending. I mean, we're very ahead of time, so to speak. There's really no rush. We haven't even gotten the vectors yet. I'm wondering if the crazy amount of sales is due to people, you know, offloading stuff. Microsoft Flight Simulator coming in, you know, people will then be repurchasing at least some things. I can't see why developers would want to agree on free updates. I mean, of course, if you release something very early, like the iFlight, then I can see that, but like PMDG 737, I mean, you gotta have a cash flow, right? Okay, we are at 5,000 already, so... And we still have about 52 nautical miles to go, so there's really no rush. We should be down at 3,000 once we are at our destination. Seems like the engines needs to spool up a bit to keep the speed. Quite an interesting livery, the neon green kind of thing. These engine animations aren't the best. Quite interesting that this is a P3D version 5 native aircraft actually. Because it sure as one can say, it doesn't look like it. But of course I mean it's good enough. Let's not be too harsh. How's the bottom side? Maybe a bit better. Okay, nothing yet up on in regards to getting a vectoring, so we'll have to just continue waiting. Even Orbix having a huge cell now. A lot of airports on available. MK Studios Donegal. What's this one? Northwest County, Ireland. Okay, interesting. Maybe something to get. I did actually get the Ireland regions, but I didn't get Northern Ireland yet. I'll wait a bit with that, I think. I kind of like the Orbix system, right, where you can kind of see what you own. So the purple ones are the things that I bought throughout the years, and then the red ones are things I haven't. Or the ones that are on sales that I haven't purchased. I do have Boston, but I don't have it through Orbix, so there's some I do have, of course. One thing that I will definitely at some point be getting is this Australia, but I just haven't, you know, had time or interest to fly there yet, but it's definitely gonna come. Oh look, you get some of these islands as well, that's nice. Oh, you even get Papua New Guinea. What Tapini Airport. Wish they had some. I wish they had some photo reel or something for that, that would be cool. I think that's the airport we are. Or is that the airport? I think so. I think that should be the airport of Doha. Now let's see, it's about 36 nautical miles. You can also see it here, about 20, and then we'll run out with the INS, and we'll have to do heading. Talking about that, it might be smart to have the heading prepared in case something happens, or in case we do need to quickly go off the NS. We can soon start slowing down as well, but no mega rush. I do hope though we get the descent to 3000 sooner rather than later. Okay, it's gonna come now. You can prepare a bit, so it's supposed to be here. Leaving it quite late. Wouldn't it be easier just to do that? But okay, not gonna argue with this, with the tool. Let's see. Anything else we need to do? It's just a waiting game now. And now we're seeing a bit of the Doha autogen loading in. Imagine if you can still play this game in a couple of years, let's say 5 generations down. if you're buying a new computer, you can keep every setting on the highest and still run it quite well. That's the fun part with these flight sims, you can revisit them, right? As long as there's no limitation, right? Like a VRAM or like with FSX, right? Even though how good the rest of the tools got in that, you can never kind of revisit that game because there was a fine kind of line being the RAM related to a 32-bit system, right? What was that, 4 gigabytes or something? Let's see, we should have put on the lights, the landing lights, so that I did forget. We should ask our passengers to put on their seatbelt signs. In terms of landing, we just need to be very careful with the speed. And in case the DLS system or DLC system works very weird, we can go to flaps 18 and just land normally. Or actually put these systems to off. That's an option. I am gonna slow down quite a bit now. Okay, 2905. We can go on radio now.
Heading to number 5 vectors to the
You can
ILS
see the
approach for runway 16
localizer
left,
there.
5,000 feet Saudia 4003 heavy. Descend to 4,000 feet Saudia 4003 heavy.
Okay, descending to 4,000 feet. Okay, this will be a fun approach. So we'll come in here, go left inbound, and then get on the localizer and the glide slope. We're very much ahead of the aircraft, so that's nice. I feel like we are... Oh, let's see, it's a bit lagging now. I don't know why with Doha specifically it becomes a bit slow. There's something that loads here that's just takes a lot of time. Could be that building, because that one loaded in. What is that building that's trying to... There's some house block, okay. Let's see, 4,000, so that's nice. We can go to flaps 4, I think should be reasonable. No clue what this is. There's some weird water thing going on there.
Heading to 905 Saudia 4003 heavy.
Heading 205, isn't that the heading?
Heading 245 descend to 3,500 feet Saudia 4003 heavy.
3,500 feet. Now it wants to kill us again. And look at that, we have an aircraft coming in, so that's perfect. It's
Fly heading 185 descend to 2,500 feet cleared for ILS approach to runway 16 left tower on 118.02 Saudia 4003 heavy.
let's see, we should be on approach mode now. But look at that.
Tower Saudia 4003 heavy inbound for ILS approach runway 16 left.
And no warning, nothing. Let's slow down a bit.
Continue ILS approach to runway 16 left will call when established on final Saudia 4003 heavy.
Let's see if we can get back. I'm going to flaps 10. Why don't we get any... I'm pretty sure we have a T... No, we don't have a TCAS system, okay. So look at this. That one is gonna land just before us. Slow down.
Altimeter is
We
297.
can drop the gear.
4003 heavy.
Gear down and locked.
We're having a really hard time following the localizer. Saudia 4003 heavy. Established on final. And what you do get in America from time to time
Saudia 4003 heavy.
is the possibility to do a you know, you switch the landing at the end. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch to the other runway, just so we don't collide with this one, even though we didn't get ATC clearance for this. And let's have a look. So this one is 1810. So let's see. We are very high though. This could be difficult. We should be around the altitude of that aircraft.
2500.
As you can see, we're controlling the spoilers now, so that's quite quite a different way of doing an approach. Hopefully this will be enough to get us back on the glide slope. Could be that we're coming a bit high. We're back on the localizer now at least. So doing a little side slip. Let's see now if we can get it. If we can arrest our descent just a little bit. Nothing crazy.
1000.
We're coming in a bit hot. Oh no, we have... That could have been... Let's see now, so with a crazy sync rate, let's see if we can remedy that. Put in a bit more thrust.
500.
So we're doing this fully manually. Or now we're doing it fully manually.
400.
400. Okay, let's see.
300. 200. Minimums. 100.
This is not gonna go well.
40,
Look at this.
30, 20, 10.
Oh, that was a bounce. God, let's see if we can save this one yet. Okay, the way to save this is
Gear up.
get the gear up. The DLC system should be deactivated by the fact that we had to do a go around, but okay. Saudia 4003 heavy, go around. I wonder what the landing on that one was. Let's make sure we have the ATS on. I'll just do them. Maybe we can keep it. Let's see. We maybe could have landed there, but yeah, that was a bit risky. Let's have a look at the weather quickly here. I think we can just redo the approach. We don't have to do anything crazy. We can set the heading like that. We can do 3000. Let's do a little bit lower, 3500. And then let's see if we can climb to that. Oh, now it's having us descend. I really don't get this plane's autopilot. I'm not a big fan. So we arm is specific, and then we want it to climb. Shouldn't it just climb? Let's see now. I do hope it went better for that Boeing 787. It does look like it's landed quite nicely, so good for it. That's good for us. Now what's happening with the speed? This is crazy. This aircraft just wants to kill you at all times. I'm not amused. We do have full throttles, so why aren't they spooling up as they should? Let me just see if I can. The brakes off. Okay, now it looks like we are getting a bit better on the, and this is the old airport, the old Hamad if I'm not mistaken. Not sure if it's still in use. And here we have beautiful Doha. Okay, let's see, we don't need to climb. Gonna try to trim it a bit. We do have the right settings here. Let me just check that the 156, yeah, that's correct. Saudia 4003 heavy going around.
Execute the published missed approach for ILS to runway 16 left approach on 119.72 Saudia 4003 heavy. Approach Saudia 4003 heavy, request radar vectors for the ILS approach to runway 16 left.
Okay, let's see. 16 left. Are we getting any?
Maintain 345 for vectors to the ILS approach for runway 16 left, climb and maintain
Okay, let's see.
3,000 feet Saudia 4003 heavy. Climb and maintain 3,000 feet Saudia 4003 heavy.
Yeah, maintain 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet Saudia 4003 heavy.
We're as good as those pilots that
20
flew this one and got everyone killed in that fire accident. My god, that crew was a disaster. Thinking of that mentor pilot episode, that was just that extreme tragedy. Why are we descending? Oh, because it's changed. We want to have 3,000, but yeah, I know, 3,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 3,000 feet Saudia 4003 heavy.
Okay, let's see if we can now do the approach. one way to do it could of course be to have the auto throttle, but I want to be able to do it with the manual. It's kind of like a nice challenge. Luckily it's just a sim, right? So even if you bounce or something, it's not something bad is not gonna happen. Or maybe your pride will be hurt, but
Heading
0,
065 Saudia
6.
4003 heavy. Fly heading 125 descend to 2,500 feet cleared for ILS approach to runway 16 left tower on 118.02 Saudia.
Let's slow down quite a bit, see if we can drop some airspeed and in that way increase our
Tower Saudia
turn rate.
4003 heavy inbound for ILS approach runway 16 left.
Not too crazy.
Continue ILS approach to runway 16 left will call when established on final Saudia 4003 heavy.
We're gonna overshoot by a bit, so that's a bit annoying. We should have turned earlier. I don't know why they give those narrows. I mean, of course I didn't follow the published procedure for that runway, which would have been... Now I am actually quite intrigued what that... Because I was certain I was gonna be able to do the approach. Oh, look at that speed that we dropped off by just adding a bit of flaps. And it's gonna try to maintain the altitude. That's the biggest issue I find with the autopilot.
Altimeter is 2979er Saudia 4003 heavy.
Let's do it like this so we give the autopilot a chance. Now we went too far. Okay, I'm tired of this autopilot. It's just too slow to react, and I put it in a bad situation there, so it's actually my fault. We'll do this the old-fashioned way. If you want to get something done, do it yourself. Okay.
Gear down and locked.
Saudia 4003 heavy. Established on final. And now we again are using the DLS system, as you can see by me moving the yoke, but it's actually moving the spoilers. For some reason though, it doesn't seem to let us descend. I mean, I'm pushing down with the yoke. Is it because the... What the hell is going on with this aircraft? This is just such a messy... So it's basically gonna climb until we bleed off all speed. Okay, let's see now. We're way too high on this approach again. This is worse than the first time actually. Let's see if we can get down. At least we have a beautiful surroundings. Let me try to a bit ease this one out. So we're gonna have huge problems otherwise. I don't like the DLS system on the Just Flight one. It's too... It really feels like you have no control. And they are on, right? So, yeah. Happy times. Speed brakes are set. Okay, we have one red poppy, so that's good. Let's try to level this one out, while at the same time ensuring we don't lose too much speed. We want to get really good on that glide slope, right? That's the idea. You don't want to be tweaking too much with the yoke. But it's a bit hard because it's a bit different thinking, right? 500.
400.
400. Come on, get that spoilers.
200. Minimums.
But what the hell? Why does it?
50,
I want
40,
it pitch.
30, 20, 10.
There we go. But so it's too late with that pitch when once it finally starts to.
Minimums. 50. Minimums.
It's very hard to control
40.
this one.
30, 20, 10.
Look at that. That was a crash. That was a really bad landing. I think even the one we did with the bounce would have been better than that. This one is awful to control in contrast to the Captain Sim one. Of course we came too high on the approach, which would have affected it quite a bit, but yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Doha. The local time is 11:09 a.m. and it's currently about 32 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the air traffic comes to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead
Actually,
bins
look at
as
that.
they may have shifted during the flight. We thank you for flying
The
with
middle
us.
engine, is that shut? Wait, what? Has that one died on us? That could explain some of the issues. But that's odd. So maybe that's the issue actually. We never noticed that the middle engine. But why is it? Unfortunately, this yeah, this isn't going too well. We're just gonna brake here, I think. I'm gonna shut the engines down. Could be fuel starvation. It was quite a little fuel, and we had to, you know, do a go around. Could have been that. Could also explain the problems on the approach. Specifically, we didn't have all three engines, right? If we didn't have all three engines, we would have done. I would assume you would have done a quite high speed approach with less flaps in order to land. But let's have a look now at Pack X. Oh yeah, engine failure. Look at that. That's crazy. Didn't even notice that. Look at the landing rate, 849. I wonder when that engine shut off. Let's jump back quickly, 200 secs. I mean, this kind of explains. Let's see if we can see. Yeah, that engine is shut. So already at this like at this stage it was shut. I wonder when it happened. 'Cause that would have explained the issues. We just didn't have enough trust to kind of. So I'll give Just Flight some. Yeah, we would have taken those down. God, that would have been a hard landing. I think people would have survived though. Probably broken some of the gears, but it wouldn't be in the end. I do not recommend anyone doing that sort of a landing though. Let's have a look if we can go back to our really old landing. Okay, we have to go a bit further, about 1000. Did we already here have issues with the engine? It does look like we did. Could be that it's wrong though, so keep that in mind. Okay, 900 was a bit too... let's do 920. So if we're looking at this, why is the gear not down? Because here we hit the ground and then we bounced. Yeah, that bounce was the detriment in this one. Not sure why the gear aren't showing. So yeah, we recreated the iconic Saudia Flight by getting a lot of people probably bruised up a bit at least. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed at least the video from a learning perspective. I don't think there's much else to take away from it. It's an okay aircraft, but it does have some bugs, and then I guess I didn't check the fuel panel correctly, so that's on me. But hopefully you at least got some enjoyment. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I still recommend the Captain Sim version, but yeah, that's just me. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of the day. Bye bye.